So there is an advantage to the utility so that they don't have to go out and do, you know, another whatever type of fuel or energy they're using for that power plant. So that's the idea behind it. I'll let Adam explain further on that, because I'm a sales guy, he's a PhD, so I'm excited to hear what Adam has to say. Power purchase agreement. Has anybody heard of a PPA, power purchase agreement? So this is a new concept for, not so much for commercial, but it's a new concept in Oregon for residential solar power. So what happens in a PPA is right there at that first bullet point, you purchase solar kilowatt hours, not the equipment. So an investor buys the system, absorbs the federal tax credit, absorbs the utility incentive. The system goes up on your house, they maintain ownership of the system. It allows you to come much less out of pocket, and not only that, when they maintain ownership of the system, in return they offer 20 years of guaranteed performance, production, which they'll true up with you if you produce any year less than what they said or what I said. 20-year, 100% material warranty, so if your inverter went down for the next 20 years, they're on the hook for that. They'll send you out to replace it at no cost to either of us. And 20-year, 100% labor warranty as well. So if there's a roof leak or anything like that, so you don't have to, it takes the cost and the hassle out of ownership. So in Oregon right now, the model that we have available is out of pocket $6,000 for a 3.24 kilowatt solar electric system. You also have a $6,000 state tax credit. It's called the RETC, the Residential Energy Tax Credit, available for that system. So finally, we have a deal in Oregon where it's $6,000 down and $6,000 back, 4-year payback for 20 years of solar power service. You don't own the system, they own it. You benefit in every way from that, because whatever percent it covers, essentially what you're doing is you're prepaying for 20 years of power, and you're hedging yourself against, for whatever percent it covers, against rising electricity rates. It's a brilliant model. Go ahead.
What is the cost of electricity using a model like this for an average homeowner? I mean, relative to buying it yourself, is it pretty much a wash?
What is the cost?
The cost of the electricity to you versus the cost of electricity to you if you install equipment that you own. Is it similar? I mean, you don't own this.
Let me make sure. Does everybody hear the question? I need to repeat questions. You guys can get an intimate enough group, huh?
Did the question make sense?
I think so. Let me try one route, and if not, correct me. So in 2000, you paid 5 cents a kilowatt hour for PGE. In 2010, you're paying 10 cents a kilowatt hour. I can't say for sure, but that could be, in 2020, could be 15 cents a kilowatt hour, could be 18, could be 13, somewhere around there. And then up in those peak years, now and 20 years from now, instant is, I think probably most of you would agree that electricity rates are going to be a lot higher than where they're at now. So whatever percent it doesn't cover, the solar electric system, you're still going to have that amount of your bill, which is going to rise and you're going to have to pay for. But the solar electric system is hedging against the rest of it. I didn't answer your question. Try another
I don't think my question was clearly asked.
Okay.
I'm wondering about the cost of a power purchase agreement in terms of cents per kilowatt hour versus buying the equipment to own it.
Oh.
Comparing those two models,
sure.
I guess.
So, okay, let's say the same system that you can get for $6,000 down and the $6,000 back through the state tax credit, that same system, if you were to own that, the total system cost is about $18,000. The Energy Trust of Oregon is going to chip in about $6,000. So the out-of-pocket cost for the consumer would be $13,000. The federal tax credit is 30% of that, which would be $3,900. The state tax credit is $6,000, so the total there is $9,900. Let's just say $10,000. So your final system cost is $3,000 for about $300 a year of energy savings, so about a 10-year payback. That's the economics there, and that's why this starts to make a lot of sense. You don't have to worry about the materials. Sunrun is on the hook for that, or Solar City, or whoever one of these contractors is, and you don't have to worry about that anymore, and it has a 4-year payback. True, less than 4 years, because in those 4 years you've also been eliminating that percent from your power bill, so maybe 3.887, something like that. Any other questions on the, yeah, go ahead.
Well, the Oregon incentive, I hear that was going away at least a year ago. It still seems to be around with the tax credit from Oregon.
The tax credit, it changed, it fluctuated, it did decrease, and then it also then went back up. So it helps us, this 3.24 kilowatt system, or right around 3.3 kilowatt is the sweet spot.
Is there a termination date on that tax credit?
There's not, but instinct is, yeah, probably pretty soon. The state's hurting pretty bad. So that's why it's fortunate that we have two different models. We have the feed-in tariff where we're going to find the sweet spot where hopefully that'll open up the market. And for right now, we have a residential PPA which works. And hopefully, the hope is that this program will take off, open up solar to the masses, you know, because now you're not talking about a $13,000 investment, you're talking about a $6,000, and if you have a state tax liability over 4 years of $1,500 a year, it's a true 4-year payback. There's a lot more people that can afford that type of system than the other one, so if it's proved successful and we can grow our businesses from the manufacturer, the whole distribution on down, then hope is that maybe the state would respond to that. We can all hope and dream, right? Industry challenges, so product availability has always been one. Volatility in supply, different panels, available at different times. So we might sign an agreement for this size system with this product, and then I call my sales manager at that company and try to make a purchase order. I can no longer get it. So now I go back and we work out the details with you, and that's inefficient for my business, and that just makes the whole channel and the whole process more painful. That's been an issue. Incentive programs, like you're saying right there, the state tax credit, that one went away, it came back, it might go away again. That makes it really challenging for us also to respond and to predict when to hire and how to hire and grow the business based on that kind of thing. It's challenging. Streamlined installation process. So we now have in 2010 Oregon Solar Installation Specialty Code, which all inspectors need to abide by. But in the past, that's been difficult because one inspector might not like this and the other one does, and that creates inefficiencies. One more, going back to that inefficiency for me and the challenge that creates. And then profit margin, it's competitive. Solar is very competitive, so to create a decent enough margin to grow the business, and the same thing, the same challenges. I think this is my last slide. Might be doing good on time?
Yeah, we are.
And then career opportunities. So I would say if you're looking for a career in solar power, I would say first thing is what's your skill set and what's your desire? Figure out what you want to do. Do you want to do product management? Do you want to do project management? Are you a CAD designer? Do you like to do engineering? Do you like to get your hands dirty? You want to get on the roof and install the panels, install the racking? Do you like sales? Are you a networker? Do you like marketing? Figure out what you want to do. And once you've got that, I call it tactful persistence. Tactful harassment is even a better term. You know, when I was getting out of college, looking for a job, I went up to the distributor every 2 weeks, and I just did a quick drop-in. Hey, I'm still here. I'm available. How you guys doing? But you want to be cautious not to annoy them at the same time. They're very busy, so figure out that sweet spot of how to be tactful but aggressive, and you'll get it eventually. Volunteer. So Solar Oregon is a nonprofit here that endorses and I can think of the right word right now. They promote solar power in Oregon, and Claire is a great person to talk to over there. For example, a lot of folks at this last weekend with the Northwest Solar Expo, I saw a lot of new faces of people volunteering at the expo, just helping Claire out, and in that, using that as an opportunity to meet new people and to meet industry people and to tactfully harass them, right? Tactful. So I saw a lot of people doing that, and that's a great way to do it. If you donate some of your time and energy, you're going to meet some people, and they're going to like you eventually, and if you have some skills, then maybe not all of us. Hopefully they will like you, and hopefully they'll recognize your skill set and bring you on board if you want to work in the industry. I think that might be it. That's it. How do we do on time?
Yeah, why would someone install two different kinds of panels, one for heating water and one for producing electricity?